I loved her every day. I'd wake up and see her smile and think, this is it, peace, finally. Like my soul had been underwater and she had been the breath I'd been waiting for. Year one was magic. Every laugh felt like music. Every moment felt like it was made just for us. We'd stay up all night talking about everything and nothing. The kind of love you'd write about, the kind that makes you believe. Year two, we became a unit, a rhythm. People said we were lucky. We said, nah. This is what love looks like when it's real. Year three, things settled, less fire, more routine. But she still held my hand when I drove. She still looked at me like I was the only person in the room. Then one day, she didn't. She laughed at a joke I didn't tell. She smiled at a text that I didn't send. She started wearing perfume again, but not for me. And her silence started screaming louder than her words ever did. I'd ask her if something was wrong. She'd always say no, but her phone had a password now, and her hugs started to feel like goodbyes. Then I found it, a receipt to a dinner that I never took her to, a hotel key in her purse, a second toothbrush in the sink. She looked at me and said, I didn't mean to hurt you, but she did. And there I was, trying to mourn a future that would never happen, trying to forget a girl who still lived in every corner of my home. But heartbreak doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't arrive gently or leave quietly. It tears through your chest, forces you to rebuild from ashes. And that's what this is. Not a sad story, but the start of a new one. Woo! Breakups are brutal, man. And it's not just because you lose the person that you were with, but in a lot of ways, you lose yourself. You lose the way you used to laugh with her, the comfort from her voice when everything else in your life feels like it was a goddamn mess, but she was that person for you. The plans, the inside jokes, the rhythm, all gone. Just like that. The thing that a lot of people don't talk about, especially for men, is this pain. It runs deep, bruh. Because we're taught to act tough, brush it off, be a man, right? But the truth is, most men are way more emotional than people think. We don't always know how to show it because the world doesn't reward vulnerability. In a lot of ways, it feels like it rewards stoicism, coldness, being indifferent. You act like you don't care, you get respect. You act like you're hurting, people find you weak. So what do? We bottle it in. We wear a fake smile. We hit the gym and then we act like we're angry at the weights. We laugh louder at parties, but we're dying in silence. And for a lot of guys, heartbreak doesn't just sting. It reshapes us. When a good man gets abandoned, cheated on, betrayed, sometimes they don't become the better man. They become the bitter one. He stops trusting. He stops loving fully. All this not because he doesn't feel, but because he's felt too much. That shit fucked around and destroyed him. First thing we got to talk about is why does the breakup hurt so much? The pain you're feeling, it's not weakness. It's science. Your brain literally formed a bond with this person. I'm talking dopamine, serotonin, all those feel-good chemicals literally released into your body every time you're with her. On some real shit, your body is starting to build a routine and a system with this person. And now she's gone. Like an addiction, you're craving for her. So the best way to explain it, it's like you're high and you're going through withdrawals. That's why you keep checking her page. That's why your stomach drops every time somebody brings up her name. Why you wake up thinking maybe she'll come back. My brother, you're not crazy. You're addicted. And the only way to go clean is cold turkey. You gotta stop worshiping her. A lot of you guys didn't just fall in love. You made her your world. It's a very rookie mistake. You gave her the throne to your kingdom. You became her doormat. You sit at her feet like a servant. You made her your peace, your home, the reason why you wake up every day. And I'll be the first one to tell you, there is a lot of beauty and respect in that type of love. But there's also a lot of danger that comes with that as well. Because I don't care who it is, no one person should have that much power over you. She definitely doesn't get a pass for just betraying your trust. She's foul for that. But you do have to take a step back and think, you were so focused on making her your forever that along the way, you didn't just lose her, you lost yourself. Here's the truth that you need to hear. If she left you, she wasn't the one. Because the people that are meant for you don't just walk out of your life when shit gets hard. She's not gonna make you be questioning your self-worth. So you gotta stop holding on to a ghost. You're not healing by romanticizing over what was. You're literally hurting yourself by refusing to accept what is. So this is how you're gonna lock back in. Here's the game plan. And you're not just doing this to get over her. You're doing this to become the best version of yourself. Get back on the top of your mountain. There's no shame in the game because your mental health has to come first. I'm not necessarily saying that I would do this, but if you need to, block her, mute her, delete her. She doesn't exist anymore, bro. And you're not doing this from a place of hate, but you're doing it for yourself and your mental health. Just like I would tell you to separate yourself from anyone that is blocking your blessings, this is no different. You constantly checking on her page is doing nothing for you. You gotta close that door. Step 2 is a frequent one on the channel, but you gonna hit that gym. Not just for abs and not for revenge, but because moving your body will shift your mind. Plain and simple, it helps you release trapped emotions, rebuild your testosterone, and make you feel like a man again. You're not working out just to impress her, you're working out to outgrow her. Step number 3, grab you one of these and journal daily. Write out every single thought with no limits. Just get into it. The proper way to journal, honestly, bro, is to put the pen to the paper, turn your brain off, and just write whatever's coming to your head. Pause. Oh my God, that sounded crazy. But you know what I meant to say. Here's where you get to be a little bit vulnerable. You could talk about what you missed. You could talk about what you're learning. You could talk about what you're thinking. You could talk about what you've ignored, where you potentially went wrong, where she potentially went wrong. And the reason you're doing this is not necessarily for therapy, but it's for clarity. And when you write everything down, what you're really trying to accomplish here is restraining from your mind just running laps around itself, because that's what we do when you sit down by yourself and you just are stressing. Your mind is just going a mile a minute. You ever seen that SpongeBob meme where nigga just running around inside his head, fires everywhere? Like, that is literally what our brains will do. But when you start to write shit down, regardless of what you're thinking, positive or negative, it slowly will just decline into a straight line, essentially, where it doesn't feel as stressful. And this is the type of shit that's gonna stop your brain from recycling pain on loop. Step number 4 is you need to reclaim your mission. When you were in love, you lost your focus. You made her your purpose. Now it's time to rewire that shit. Find your goals again. Build something, study something, create something. Progression will save you. Step number 5. Your brothers. Don't isolate yourself. This is actually a great moment for you to lean into your male friends. And if you don't have it, build one. Stop making excuses. Men heal best when we move together. Talk shit, you train, share stories. You'll end up laughing again. You don't gotta be alone in this pain. And just in general, it's always good to have a good group of male friends. And whenever you get to your next relationship, which you really shouldn't even be thinking about right now, be sure to not lose contact with the people that held you down, because it really sucks. And what happens a lot of times is you had that male friend group, you had that support system, but when you got in your relationship, you left them out to dry. And obviously there's levels to this shit. If you were in a relationship, I'm not mad at you prioritizing your girl, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to prioritize yourself and your people too. Here's the truth, man. The heartbreak didn't break you. It introduced you to yourself. You are now not who you were. And that is a good thing. You're more aware now. You know your worth. You know what to look out for. You know what to not tolerate by any means necessary. And now, every workout, every journal entry, every silent night you survive is shaping a version of you that is sharper, stronger, and more grounded. So when that next person comes into your life, they'll meet a man that doesn't lose himself in love, because you will know exactly who you are. She's gone, and that hurts. But maybe she had to go so you could finally arrive.
Where you at, Berto?